Okay, Vadim, go ahead.
So about the web part, we have made the creation of estimates today. It's for new orders and existing orders logic. So for now, our QA is testing it. The logic a bit complex, so this will take a while. We have made also the details of invoice. Some parts. I mean, it's a sales prices. It's specs, and I think the total is calculating on the invoice detail.
Okay, now that's for an existing invoice, not creating a new one, correct?
No, it's creating a new invoice. I'm sorry, creating the estimate.
Okay, let's go over everyone separately. Okay, so let's see where we're up to. So we have estimates, right? Let's start with that. So estimates, we have two things. First of all, viewing an existing estimate, right? Opening up an existing estimate. Where's that up to?
Can you repeat, please?
Sure. The estimate, right? Viewing, opening up an existing estimate, right? We have a list of estimates.
Yes. We have the list and we can open to check the details, but I have some questions about this.
Okay. 1 second before we go ahead with the questions. I see with the latest push online, I don't see that I can open up the estimates properly. Maybe it's because we're missing something, or maybe it's because it's not updated, published yet.
Maybe it's not updated yet.
Okay, so but I should be able to see eventually an existing estimate, correct?
Yes, sure. It will be today.
Okay, now adding a new estimate, right?
Yes.
Where's that up to? So you mentioned that that's done already.
Just a second. Yes, we can create a new order. We can choose an existing, but the QA doesn't test it.
Okay.
For now.
Now, okay, so that's good. Now, in terms of editing, right? So there's one of the designs we have is that when it needs to be edited, it needs to be different colors. So, can I show you my screen now?
Yes, sure.
Okay, you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things which I had mentioned in the design tasks, let me open up the page. Okay, so let me zoom in. Okay, we have an estimate, right? This is how the estimate should look. Now, one of the things I mentioned also is we made it a little smaller, the height of the actual rows. That's a very small thing to take care of. But that's nothing. Okay, now this is a regular estimate. It's not an edit mode, right? It's not editable.
Yes.
Now there's another part. 1 second. Out. Yeah, so I also had mentioned that you want to have that one of the options here. When a user, for example, is going to click on a specific item, right here.
Right.
They click on edit.
Yes.
This line becomes white in the background.
Oh, I think it's. No, we don't have it yet, but we make it. Just I'll write this.
This was one of the items and tasks that I written.
Okay. I'll check it.
Just make sure.
For now, we are making the logic to.
Okay, so that's that. So that's in terms of editing. But there's two types of editing, right? There's an edit align, and then also that when you click here on the top edit. On the top here, you're able to edit something.
Yes, sure.
Now, one more thing. There's another time when you have the estimate details that's going to look a little differently. It's going to be like this. So let's just open it up here. So now you write, let's say, for example, you create a new order in an estimate, select an item. So you see now the background is also white because all these rows now are editable.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason is like this: there's two ways which I want to have that user should be able to edit. One would be by just like before, when a user just clicks on a specific line item and clicks on edit, only that row will become highlighted white in the back. Or when the user clicks on the top here, edit, everything should become editable, even the details of the items as well. Okay, so there's two parts what needs to be edited: edit line, and then there's also edit full.
Okay, so an example, if the item will have maybe a couple of options, so all of these options should be editable too. Yes.
Correct. I mean, if the item has already a value, it's going to be here, but user can override the value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's something which every page is going to have. So there's four parts that we have to think about when we are talking about a transaction. One part is viewing an existing transaction in non-edit mode, which is like this simple page. This one.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Just a second, may I ask you a question
Yeah.
here? So if we want an example to add some order in the existing estimate, yes, when we hear in the details, what order we should provide here, just from the open project to like on the create estimate?
Again, I'm sorry, what was the question again? Oh, yeah. The same logic.
I mean, just from the open project.
No. When a user wants to add a new order to this estimate, right? That's the question. Yes. So the same logic is going to happen, that a new row, the user comes, you click on this button, right? And the user gets it gets added under the existing orders already. User select which item they want to have for this order, and then they go to the next part, which is just filling out the remaining information, like the specs, the prices.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and this just in the editable mode, this item, and we have ability to remove it. Yes.
Yeah. So I was. Oh yeah. So now I actually designed it out. If you think about it, look. When a user is going to click here, the plus button, right? He gets an item to add, selects an item, right? And automatically everything is still editable because here on the top it becomes the non-edit mode. Remember before we said that full page non-edit? Everything becomes now editable. And this one is now editable. User can enter information. So let's say, for example, the user enters something. Let's say they added a row, and they also can add another row, right? Everything is still in edit mode.
Yes.
And if the user is going to click here now, like this,
yes,
you have on-send changes, and they have the option to stay or leave. Okay.
Okay. We have maybe, I don't think about it for now, but I think we'll have some issue because this is a pop-up. Okay. So the user can click maybe in the area out of this pop-up. So the pop-up will just close.
Yeah. So if the user does not click clicks anywhere else, it means that the user is canceling, which is fine, meaning that the worst case that can happen is that the user is not going away from the estimate detail page and still has to finish it up.
Okay, so if we click in some another area, we should show this pop-up.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, so now this is what I want to make sure with you that you understand. So there's four types of things. There's existing estimate that we have to view. There's adding a new estimate, editing an individual line of an estimate, and then editing a full page of an estimate.
Okay, just a second. On the create estimate, the cancel button will close pop-up too. Yes.
This cancel.
Not this one. I mean near the save button.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. But if again, if the user clicks cancel and something was changed, we have to keep a state of it and tell the user that something was changed, and you want to make sure with him that he knows that.
Yes. Okay, so about this adding in the estimate details, I want to ask you about the sale order details and invoice details. Does the logic is the same? I mean, we should add just a new order. If we
You're talking about sales order?
Yes, and or invoice
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
So the logic is the same, meaning that okay, you don't link an order to to a sales order. You link a sales order item to a sales order.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
So basically, we have, I think this is part of the chart. It should be very understandable, that the only... Oh, no. Okay, so we have a sales order, and a sales order has a sales order item. So whenever a user is going to add a new item, we are just adding a new item to this table.
Okay.
With the specs, and the same thing goes also to the invoices, right?
Right. But when we click on the add, on the plus button, yes, on the invoicing example,
correct.
we should provide in this drop down just items.
That's correct.
Okay, I understand.
So it's the same logic as the other way. It's not too complicated, the logic. So I designed out yesterday. I think I sent it to you.
Yes, I have seen it.
Yeah, same logic. That basically, but I want to just show you drop differently. That if, let's say, for example, someone wants to link an estimate to a sales order. So let's say, for example, we're creating a new sales order. User clicks on 5 estimates, selects an estimate. But now, since every estimate can have multiple different prices on every line, right? Okay, this is a mistake because the first row is just a header. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
But you get what I'm saying. But at this point, we're adding now add to sales order. So this becomes the confirmed estimate part, and we're putting it as a sales order.
I understand. So we confirm just the sale price, and here will be this confirmed order with the confirmed sales price and the specs.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the user can also change it, but that's already anything the user changes on the sales order, it's fine because it's going to be a separate new table which is going to be called sales order item specs.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, again, here we have to have the same logic as we discussed before. A user can edit the full page. A user can edit one individual line. The same thing goes for the invoices as well. So the same thing goes, everywhere.
But about the editing full page, it's
what?
I think we just need to check how it will be, okay? Because
you'll figure it out. I know it's complicated, but that's why when I gave the task, I made sure to have all the pages specifically designed out. So we should have that in mind, and I hope that we had that in mind in the beginning. Otherwise, a lot of times we have to redo everything. Okay, so that's that.
One more, I'm sorry, I have a small question about the estimate create. Yes, when we add in the new order, so we are creating an order and we should put the user ID in the table. But for now, we don't have any users on the estimate. Yes, any logic which is related to user
ID.
In the table order.
Oh. Which user is assigned to it? It's like sort of.
Yes.
Let me look at it. Let me see.
When we create an estimate, yes, and we want to add the new order item, yes, we on the backend part we just created an order, but we should put some user, or it's just.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep track of the users. I didn't add that information, but yes, definitely everywhere.
But just we should put the user on the header of the estimate create page. I mean, where all drop downs are.
Where do you have The user, you're talking about keeping track which user did anything, or you're talking about which user it's assigned to?
I mean the user assigned to.
Where do we have that in the design? Do we have that in the design? We don't have that in the design, do we?
We don't have. We have
Oh,
just.
we don't need to. We just need to keep track which user enters information as a log, but not. It's not like a task that then gets assigned to someone. It's just like a separate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I understand. So we can keep it just empty fields.
Would you have that now in the database, a user field?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to keep track, but we need to have a separate thing which is a log file for that.
Yes, I know about this, about the logs. We have them.
Okay.
I think about the web part. I think that's all.
Okay, but I wanna get estimate times that when all these items are going to be completed. So I want to go over separately again. Then estimate, you said viewing an existing estimate. Is that done?
For now, yes, it's done, but just our QA is testing it, so it's.
Okay, but it should be done, right? So
yes.
I'm looking now here. I don't see the estimate details, so that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes, I just check it out.
Okay, but it should be done today, so I'm just taking note about it. Next, okay, now let's say for example adding a new estimate. So we click here. We're gonna add new.
We couldn't.
Customer. Okay, fine, that's good. That's good. Okay, and now we can add here. We select an item, and it comes up. Okay, and we click here. So the only thing which we need to really correct here is the part of the edit line. That when we add this new thing, it should be in the edit mode.
Everything is in the edit mode for now. You can.
Oh, it is the edit mode, I see, but the color needs to be changed. That's fine. That's nothing probably. But we just need to do it. But this spec should be. I don't think this spec should be editable. Only the value should be editable.
Okay.
Yeah, because the spec is not something which we edit. If someone wants to remove a spec, they remove it, right?
Right.
Not. We don't want to. The logic everywhere is that we don't create here, unless someone goes here add spec. Just here, this list, only the value can be editable.
Okay.
Okay, and then the same thing is edit line. So adding a new estimate should be done today. Edit line needs to be implemented. It's not done. It's not done.
Edit line.
Edit an individual line of an existing estimate. You get what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
This one. I'm not gonna find it, right? Let's see. Yeah, here.
Yes.
If someone clicks here, edit.
Mm-hmm.
Only that line should become editable. Okay, that's that. Then, I mean, the truth is like this. Let's first make the full edit mode thing. Okay. Then we can go. We can see if we need to do the other part of this edit. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe it's going to be good enough for the user. They can edit everything at once.
Okay.
What is going to be easier for you?
I think not so easy, maybe, but it will take some time to make whole page the editable.
Okay, so we have to do that. We for sure have to make the full page editable because that's the only way that we can edit stuff. And when
okay, so first of all, to make the full edit mode, yes, on the page.
Yes, exactly. That's very important, and the look and feel is going to be very similar. Just like we discussed before, that it's like white in the background, which means that the user can edit it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not editable actually.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. Then now let's go to the next thing: sales orders. What is the status with viewing an existing sales order? That's also done accordingly today.
Just try to. Yes, sales order
This is still hard coded or not yet?
The rebates hard code.
Okay.
I just want check. I just need to check what's with them. And we are working on invoices detail today too, but they are not published yet.
So let me ask you something else. If let's say, for example, we make something else. Let's say if someone clicks here, edit, only this is editable, and then we also add an edit button for each item separately. Would that make it easier for you?
I think it's not a big deal about the all items, and I will try. Maybe I will for test. I will put the button on one item and just enter, and I will try to make the whole page, and I will set later. Okay.
Okay, that's that. So the sales order, I need timelines for everything. So I think that's something which I would like to get from the team. I'm going to send it over after the call. Maybe you can discuss with Dasha together and figure out when we can get everything done.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions that we have so far?
About the web part, no, but we have the question about the mobile part.
Okay. Yeah. What's the question about that?
Can you open please the
design?
For design, yes. The purchase orders.
Okay.
So when we are click here on the fifth one.
This one?
The next one.
Okay.
Oh, so here in the data table we have. Just a second. We have. I'm sorry. Just a second. I will open the Lucid chart. So on the receipt chart, we have many-to-many relationships on the purchase order item cartons, but we want to do as next. We want to put the link on the purchase order item carton to the item carton table, and remove the item carton from the purchase order cartons to make the grouping in the DB.
Let me go open up the diagram here. Okay, you're talking about this one, right?
Yes, purchase order item cartons. So remove from here the item carton ID.
Okay.
Yes, and in the item carton ID, in the item carton table, put the purchase order item carton ID.
Purchase. You want to put the purchase order item ID, you mean?
Purchase order, no, just purchase order item cartons ID, because on the design.
We want to keep this table, right? Obviously.
Yes, sure.
And now you want to put in the items carton, right? We just a link to this table.
No, I want to put in this in the purchase. I want to put in the item cartons purchase order item cartons ID. This middle table between them, between purchase order items and item cartons.
Oh, 1 second. Purchase order. 1 second. Let's go slowly. So when someone makes selects an item, and click on receive. So what we're doing is we are creating cartons, which is going to be the 5 cartons, and then we also want to link which carton came from which purchase order item. So you're saying that we can make and we put in a purchase order item cartoon. So then why do you need to add all this table? Maybe you could just put in a purchase order item ID.
I mean that it's because when we add in, can you please go back to the design?
Yes.
Okay, so the right one, tissue box cartons. So when we, in example, yes, we put 3 and 1,000, yes? We create 3 item cartons.
Correct.
The next time, then we add, then we
add another 4, right?
Yes. So we should group by them item cartons by some property. I mean to display it, like here.
So what we're doing is we're just creating 3 new rows in the table.
Yes.
You're not creating anything else. We're just creating 3 new rows in item cartons, and each of them is going to have the quantity of 1,000. And then we're just linking it. We have to have a link that this item, this specific carton was bought was linked to the purchase order item. Correct?
Correct.
So now, how do you think we should link it?
Okay, but if we go, in example, we enter 3 and 1,000, yes, and then we went back on the previous page, and if you go again to the just here, yes, to the item cartons, we should retrieve from the database all cartons which we have already created.
No, as long as the user doesn't press done, nothing gets created yet.
Okay, so it doesn't. In example,
until the user. Let me explain you something. Until the user doesn't press done, this information here is just a local placeholder of information that we are gonna send to the table of item cartons. So once the user presses done, what happens is we are creating 3 new rows. In total, we are creating 7 new rows, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And each row, 3 of them are gonna have the quantity 1,000. 4 of them are going to have the quantity 500, and then separately, each of them is going to have separate SKUs attached to it as well, right? As we have here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We don't need that's nothing really that we need to. I think it's very simple. This.
Okay, so there is. We'll know any designs maybe to check the details. Yes, if we want an example to look the cartons.
Yeah, but that you're talking now, or we should create designs for that?
No, I'm just asking you, will be design for this to take some details?
No, there's no reason to make designs for that, because there's the only thing what we're doing is we're just telling the system that we are creating new cartons for that specific item, and we are linking each carton to an individual purchase order item.
Okay, I understand.
You understand it or not really?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, because we are going over this several times, and I want to make sure that we really get it. It's fine if we have to go over again. It's okay. Okay, so we are clear with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all. So about the estimates, we will talk with Daria today. Yes, and
yeah, we will discuss it, and I will provide the info to Chaim.
Okay, I'm going to send you now a list of which I need. I just sent it on the group. So Dasha, Daria, the last one, the edit line, is not so important as. Actually, I'm gonna set up the priority. So okay, I'm gonna send now just a list of everything. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm gonna look out for any updates. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.